Hello everybody, I hope that you are well. This is the Year 2 vocabulary session for the first week of the second part of the summer term. We're going to be thinking about a new set of focus words today. You could read these words with me as they appear on the screen. Pea green, wrapped, plenty, elegant, willing, dined, slices, edge, foul, charmingly. Well done if you were able to read some of those words with me. Have you ever heard any of them before? Perhaps you could pause the video now and talk to your adult about them at home. Maybe you could use the words in a sentence, or even you could give a definition so you could use other words to explain what these words mean. When you've had a good go at doing that, press play and we'll move on to the next activity and look at the definitions together. Were you able to think of any definitions? Well done if you were. Pea green, the green colour of peas. Wrapped, covered. Plenty, a lot of something. Elegant, someone or something that looks smart and stylish. Willing, when someone is ready and able to do something. Dined, ate something for dinner. Slices, thin pieces, usually of food. Edge, the outside limit of an object. Fowl, a bird. Charmingly, when something is done in a pleasant, polite or thoughtful way. Did you get any of these definitions correct? Or were you able to use any of the words in sentences, and now that you've heard the definitions, you know that you're using them correctly? Well done if you were. There was a little bit of a clue on this page about what we'll be thinking about today. Can you see something that's unusual in any of these definitions? Something that maybe refers to something that we might be thinking about today? Well done if you said that in the definition for edge it says in this poem. And that gives us a clue that we're going to be thinking about a poem today. I wonder if you can think about all of the words that are our focus words for the week, and then any poems that you've heard before, and see if you can work out the title of the poem that we'll be thinking about. I think that pea green is a particularly good clue when you're trying to think of this poem. I wonder whether your adults at home can guess what the poem could be. Well done if you said it was The Owl and the Pussycat by Edward Lear. I'm going to read this poem to you now, and I'd like you to listen out for any of our focus words and how they're used. The Owl and the Pussycat. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a £5 note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. "Oh, lovely pussy, oh pussy my love, what a beautiful pussy you are. You are, you are, what a beautiful pussy you are." Pussy said to the owl, "You elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married, too long we have tarried, but what shall we do for a ring?" They sailed away for a year and a day to the land where the bong tree grows, and there in a wood a piggywig stood with a ring at the end of his nose, his nose with a ring at the end of his nose. "Dear pig, are you willing to sell for 1 shilling your ring?" said the piggy. "I will." So they took it away and were married next day by the turkey who lives on the hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince, which they ate with a runcible spoon, and hand in hand on the edge of the sand they danced by the light of the moon. The moon, the moon, they danced by the light of the moon. Did you enjoy that poem? Have you heard it before? Perhaps after this video is finished and we've finished our vocabulary session, you might try reading this poem aloud. You could even try to memorise parts of it. Did you hear any of the focus words in this poem when I was reading it? Perhaps you can find some on this page. You might want to pause this video now and have a discussion with your adult about the focus words and when and how they were used in the poem. Then when you're ready, press play and we'll move on to our final activity. Can you use any of the words of the week, so the words from our focus list, in your own sentences or even in your own story? You might try to write a story about the owl and the pussycat using some of these focus words. You could even try to write another poem, perhaps a sequel poem, so what happens next? Maybe you could write a prequel about how the owl and the pussycat first met in the first place. Whatever you do, your class teacher would love to see it, so if you do write something, please take a photograph and share it on Class Dojo. I'm going to end by putting up our focus words of the week on the screen so they can be there to remind you as you think about this final activity. So our focus words today were pea green, wrapped, plenty, elegant, willing, dined, slices, edge, foul, charmingly. So you could pause this screen and leave these words up and then think about some of your own sentences and discuss them verbally with your family at home and then write some of them down. Have a brilliant day. Well done for your amazing effort, everybody.